guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I want to talk about a situation that would never fly in any other industry, unless it's comics or maybe Hollywood. So I want to talk about a specific situation. But there was this one time. Okay, so I've been open. If you've been on my channel for any length of time, you know I'm a nurse. Yeah, there was a girl that I worked with at one point that was very liberal. Super, just, ridiculous. Well, anyways, she called me a racist because I didn't believe in reparations. I've never owned a slave. You've never been one. The conversation's over, right? So I got sick of her mouth for a long time. And she was horrible to me. But me being her superior, I kind of had to be more professional. I got sick of it. And one of the residents wanted their like adult coloring book. I know, what is this world becoming? So I said, can you hand me the colored pencils? Oh wait, am I not allowed to say colored pencils because that's racist? And I got in big trouble. The reason why I am telling you this story is because it doesn't fly anywhere else. I have a problem with my mouth. I run it a lot, but it's not okay in a professional setting. I have to be more professional. So it's probably why I've had a lot of jobs. Anyways, what I want to relate this story to is the fact that in comic books in this industry, you can get away with murder. Like, okay, we're going to specifically talk, if you haven't heard about the situation between, it's not really a situation, it's like small little jabs between Sean Gordon Murphy and then Andy Khouri, who's just, we'll get to that, who inserted himself into the conversation. All Sean Gordon Murphy did was answer a question about editors. Now, he basically was really respectful, at least in my opinion. He said, as a writer as well, I wish more editors had a background in storytelling, a film degree, an English degree, or at least have read 3 books on and act structures. But editors have mostly become schedulers these days, many of whom don't even have a business degree. Now, there's where we disagree. I don't think in comics you need any degree to create. And mind you, this tweet's gone. It's gone. He had to delete it for his super edgy opinions. Well, it's not edgy at all. It's honest. That's what's the problem. He goes on to say, with all due respect, liking comics and having strong opinions on PC culture within Star Wars isn't enough qualifications. That's so good. Like, that just is so perfect. I'm pretty sure I know who it's a jab at. Mrs. Heather Antos. Yeah, just, I love it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not a jab at all. I could be looking way too much into it. And that's okay. But when you don't specify anything and you just give your honest opinions in comics, that's not allowed if it doesn't lockstep with everyone else, which is messed up. Like, you should be able to have some sort of discourse. And this is why I've been very vocal that I hate social media, because you can misconstrue what people say, right? So I just maybe misconstrued what he said about the editor taking a jab at the amazing, I love her so much, Heather Antos. She is, I one day hope to be like her. I want to get a job because I have a vagina. No. But anyways, that is totally off the route. It's totally not what I'm talking about. So for that simple thing, he got people being ridiculous. BRB off to burn my copy of Punk Rock Jesus. Really? Over that? It's not that serious. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of Punk Rock Jesus. I'm not gonna even lie like I was. I did like the Wake. I love the Murphyverse that he's created within DC Comics. Now, I don't think I've reviewed him since the beginning. And I've said it before, I have the problem of reviewing comics that are bad. I have the problem of not giving credit where it's due when it comes to good comics, and I've slowly changed that. I've put a lot more positive reviews on my channel. There's one thing you gotta understand about YouTube that took me a long time to learn. Positivity doesn't get anyone interested. You have to be mean. Well, I'm mean in general, but I mean, you have to be like, you can't love something and talk about how great it is and expect to get any traction. Then I realized I've been doing this for a year and I'm not getting any traction, so I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. But, yeah, we've got another person saying, I'll probably never read The Wake again. Why? He worked with Alan Scott Snyder. It was fan-fucking-tastic. But because his name's attached, you're not really, come on, quit playing. Like, these people are so ridiculous. But it gets worse, right? He deleted that tweet. He deleted that tweet because of backlash. What backlash? And then he goes through and does like an entire play-by-play. And he does this a lot. I love one thing about Sean Gordon Murphy is that every week after I read, every month rather, after I read Curse of the White Knight, I know I can go to his Twitter and he's going to have like director commentary on it. I know if I see anything on his Twitter, it's going to be about comic books, comic book industries. Every once in a while there'll be stuff about cars and I'm like, yay, cars, they go. Okay, cool. But mostly it's about comic books. I'm not going to go there and be like my TDS. But it drives me crazy because I went to Andy Khouri's to get one specific tweet and I had to sift through pages beyond pages of like, my Trump bad. We get it. You don't like Trump. You okay. That's okay. You're allowed not to like Trump. Just stop. Like, get offline. Go do something, buddy. Your whole... for a tweet that was not very old, it took me entirely too long to find it. You need some pastime. Guess what your pastime should be? What you work in. You work in comics. How hard is it to talk about good comics? I seen one tweet that was about comics, and it was about Wonder Woman 750. It was like the horrible story. The Riley Rossmow art. Oh, it was so bad. You plugged one comic that was awful. I don't know. Okay, so let's actually get to his tweet before I get yelling too much. He says, I'm a pretty good comic book editor. I can't do his stupid voice. My educational background, art school dropout, no degree. I know editors who studied acting, math, theology. To say there's a degree someone needs to be a comic book creator is like saying there's a degree that needs to make to create good comics. Okay, yeah, you know what? I actually agree with you. The only thing I want to say is, you know who you are, right? You know you killed the Vertigo line. You know that line you were in charge of. You hired a rapist. Like, how can you sit there? What's irritating about it? And I apologize, but it's irritating because Sean Gordon Murphy is such a good soul. Like, he's nice to look at too. That's just my pleasure. The rest of it is in his heart. Like, he is a good person. He is making money for DC Comics. He is making like a lot of money. He created the Murphyverse. We have an amazing storyline going. Better than anything Andy Khouri's worked on. Do you remember what was on those Vertigo lines? Okay, so Andy Khouri has worked on one good book. I'll give credit where it's due. I've praised Steven Sajak's Harleen. I reviewed all three. They were fucking fantastic. Here's the thing. He wasn't the talent behind it. Steven Sajak is extremely talented, not only as an artist, but as a writer. So he got to be a little bit lazy, sign his name to a Black Label book, and he was happy. But he single-handedly lost DC thousands, if not millions of dollars by working for Vertigo, being the headline in Vertigo, and then putting stuff like Goddess Mode on it. And I forget some of the other ones, Borderlands or Border Town. Horrible, politically driven people and politically driven comics that were not hired. These people weren't hired because they were good writers. Whoever said that Zoe Quinn was a good writer is crazy. Even when she writes Donna Troy, she doesn't write her good. She just is like, meh, okay, whatever. These people were hired based on social standings, based on the fact that they have a weird, liberal agenda that matches their own. So, to put your foot in the door, now mind you, Andy Khouri's tweet is still up, but Sean Gordon Murphy had to delete his. Are you kidding me? This wouldn't fly anywhere else. Get some professionalism back. Where did that go? It's totally gone. I loved before social media when comics were around because you didn't know these people on such an in-depth basis. Not that you know them on an in-depth basis, but you didn't have to hear about my Trump bad so often. It was nice. These people, honestly, what they should do, and either do it the way Sean Gordon does, or do it the way just getting off of it. I am going to get too irritated with this because this one pissed me off. I hate to be mean, but my God, you have no talent. You don't even have as much talent, Andy Khouri, in your little pinky that Sean Gordon Murphy does. Quit playing. Go back to Star Wars or something. Nobody wants you. My God. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Subscribestar and Patreons. You guys literally make this channel possible. Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris C, Dave Ross, David L, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Sanjuro, Jeremy Burtz, Joe Bustify, Kato Roan, Magical Exotic Diamonds, Mighty Pauls, Mike Buckner, Robert, Steve Glasker, Timothy French, Alice Matt Films, Alexander Trapp, Way Else One, and Troy Reiser. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like on the way out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.